Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To our lecturer, Dr. Hamizah binti Hassan. My name is Nona Balkis binti Muhammad Dan. I would like to present my research report. My topic is determinants of capital structure. These are content of this presentation. Firstly, chapter 1. I will present about introductions. Chapter 2, literature review. Chapter 3, data and method. Chapter 4, findings and analysis. Last but not least, chapter 5 for conclusion and recommendation of this research report. Firstly, chapter 1, introduction. The background of the study. 1. Capital structure is the particular combination of debt and equity used by the company to finance its overall operation and growth. Secondly, capital structure are very important for the firm as the decision will affect their financial performance. Number 3. To achieve an optimal capital structure, it is important for the firm to optimize the decision for the firm, which will increase the profit and also stock return of the companies. For number 4, there are a few opinions on the factor capital structure, which some of these are in the positive opinion and some of it are in negative opinions. Next, problem statement. Firstly, the issues that found in this research on the factor affecting capital structure has led to many studies that trying to provide empirical evidence from various industries and companies. Secondly, profitability, size, tangibility, liquidity, growth opportunities, and age of the firm are the variables that used in this study, which was tested for their influence on the capital structure. Research question and research objective. First, research question. What are the determinants of capital structure? Next, objective. The research objective is to examine the firm level determinants of capital structure. The scope of study. Firstly, the main focus of this research is to examine the influence of capital structure and explore the sector under construction that involve public listed company in Malaysia. Next, this research conducted to provide empirical evidence from various industry and companies in Malaysia. Last but not least, this study is covering the period in year 2020. The limitation of study. Firstly, the samples that used are only focused on some companies in construction sector. Therefore, the results of this study are not enough to represent the entire industry in Malaysia. Secondly, the research is limited for specific sector because the populations in the study is focused on Sharia compliant company securities that involved in the construction sector only. Thirdly, the impact with the issues happen with the domestic and international, which is pandemic COVID-19. The significance of study. Number 1, to find out the companies or organization can determine the factor that affect the capital structure. Secondly, to provide relevant information to other future researchers through company size, age, profitability, tangibility, liquidity, and growth opportunities on its impact and its influence on the capital structure. Chapter 2, Literature Value. Underlying theory of study. M&M theory of corporate capital structure consists of pecking order theory, or known as POT, trade-off theory, or known as TOT, bankruptcy theory, and agency theory, which were developed to analyze the factors that affect corporate capital structure. The review of literature and research hypotheses. Firstly, profitability, factor that can be clarified according to an alternative perspective on the two speculations of capital structure. Number 2, tangibility, one of the most dominant aspects for lenders during crisis in liquidity period. Next, firm size. Firm size that are large, they have more stable cash flow, which is the companies would be less risky. Number 4, liquidity. Liquidity is generally stated could have impact on capital structure decisions. Next one is growth opportunities. It increases in a company's assets, which shows how the company spends its fund. Lastly, firm age. Firm age is the last factor which is considered to give impact to the capital structure determinations. By of the independent variables, there are two hypotheses that can be concluded based on the independence variable, which is either there is no significant relationships between the independent variable and dependent variables, or there is a significant relationship between the independent variable and dependent variable method. Chapter 3, Data and Method. Method of Analysis. In this research, the number of populations for public listed companies in the Bursa Malaysia that can be referred based on the table of sample size given, which is 46 listed public companies in the Bursa Malaysia. The table shows measurements of each variables. The dependent variables for this study is leverage. Meanwhile, the independent variables are profitability, size, tangibility, liquidity, growth opportunities, and firm age. To calculate all the variables, this study was used multiple regression analysis method. Chapter 4. Finding and Analysis. Analysis of findings. The findings is using LS least square to estimate the independent variables and also dependent variable, which is leveraged on the basis of cross-sectional variations. The table shows the result of multiple regression of the LS least squares. The results support the research hypothesis in this study. P-value of the F statistic is significant and at significancy level of P less than 0.01. It indicates that the research model is accepted. Regression analysis. Profitable found to be insignificant. Firm size found to be significant at significant level P less than 0.01. Tangibility is also found to be insignificant. Liquidity is found to be significant at significant level P less than 0.05. The growth opportunity is found to be insignificant. So, the regression result indicate that p-value of firm H is not significant to the regression model. It shows that 1% increase in size leverage will increase by 0.084%. Meanwhile, 1% increase in liquidity leverage will decrease by 0.077%. Chapter 5. Conclusion and Recommendation. The conclusion. In conclusion, we found that 2 of the characteristics from 6 independent variables to have significant effects on a firm capital structure. Moreover, the relationship are considerable indicates that the pecking order theory, static trade-off theory, and agency theory are appropriate with the domestic firms. The recommendations of this study. The sample study needs to be long-term period and also extra firm sample, especially on the database. Then it could give more specific information. Furthermore, it needs to use different kind of finding, such as questionnaire or through the article regarding the companies. It can help the research getting more breakthrough that are needed in the study of these fields. And that's all from me. Thank you.